1027 with MoneyWeb.
Now, there's been a lot of play around this one. The Nomad Visa has officially been implemented in South Africa, and if my understanding is correct, it allows individuals employed by foreign companies to work remotely. This is similar to the Nomad Visas now popular in many countries across the globe. So let's try and make a little bit of sense of this. Manfred Barnard is with us, Senior Immigration Consultant at Xpatweb. Manfred, good evening to you and welcome. First of all, before we proceed with the conversation, is my definition of the Nomad Visa sufficient?
Good evening, Jeremy. Yes, absolutely. You nailed it on the head pretty much.
Thank you. I love it when people say I've nailed it on the head. So the key features and benefits then of this remote work visa in South Africa, tell me why it's a good thing.
So one of the big things for the remote work visa is it allows foreign nationals basically to test drive South Africa without securing a formal offer of employment here in South Africa, as they can continue to work for their foreign-based employer. And it's pretty much a long-term visa as well. So in terms of an 11-2 visa, for example, the short-term work visa South Africa has had for many years, it allows the foreign national to reside in South Africa for up to 36 months. So, it is a very big thing for them.
What criteria do I need to meet if I'm going to take advantage of this?
So there are three things mainly. You need to only conduct work for an employer based abroad. You can't work for a South African company. You need to earn more than 1 million rand per annum. And if the visa is issued for more than 6 months, you are obliged to register with the South African Revenue Authority, being SARS.
So what motivated South Africa, do you think, Manfred, to introduce this remote work visa? I'm assuming that there is a positive economic impact on the upside here.
So I believe the trend to work remotely has been on the up ever since COVID hit, really. I think companies found that even though the employees aren't physically in office, the productivity didn't take down. In some instances, it even went up. And with South Africa now offering this visa, I think it is a very big thing, not only in terms of economic growth currently, but also in the future, because this visa allows these new entrepreneurs who are, let's be honest, quite discerning, to come to South Africa and just see the landscape, see the opportunities that South Africa has to offer, and then potentially even start their businesses here in South Africa. So the chances for investment are immense, really, I think, with this visa.
So if we're talking about people who are going to take advantage of this, do you have a sense of who they are? Because in my mind, I'm kind of looking at a graphic designer with an Apple Mac and a long beard. And I know that I'm wrong as far as that's concerned. I'm sure that it's people that are going to apply a lot more intensity to productivity in this country. So who's taking this up then? Do you have a sense?
As I said, it is mainly individuals who are high net worth. And these people, most of them, will have their own companies, we believe, because that is a lot of the time the instance, as you said, like the guy with the graphic design company, and he just wants to sit really in Cape Town, look at Table Mountain, enjoy everything, and just work from there. So, I think it will be high net worth individuals.
Yeah, pay too much for a cappuccino. Are there challenges or drawbacks that foreign nationals might face when applying for this remote work visa?
Yes, so I think one of the biggest things they will find challenging is possibly the offer of employment from the current foreign entity, because a lot of the time, as I said, foreign entities will allow you to work remotely. It's a very big leap, for example, for them to say, I'm not going to be in the country anymore, let's say America, for example. I'm now going to go fully remote and to South Africa. So I do think that's a challenge that they will face. And then also the registration with SARS. There's a bit of ambiguity, really, with what exactly you need to do, whether it's just registration. But I think those are the two key things.
And Manfred, what happens after 36 months?
So as the visa is issued in terms of 11.1b4, we firmly believe that the visa will be able to be renewed within South Africa. So let's say you really enjoyed your stay, you haven't quite yet finalized whether you want to set up the company in South Africa, you can renew the visa here in South Africa and get an additional 3 years to continue your activities, really.
How difficult is the procurement of this remote work visa going to be? I mean, I understand that it's early days. The announcement has just been made by the new Minister of Home Affairs. But given the track record in the past as far as Home Affairs is concerned, do you think that this is going to be a very difficult problem and bedeviled by a lot of red tape?
To be honest with you, every new thing has teething issues. It doesn't matter if it's a government department or even a business. Everything will have a bit of teething issues in the start. However, I think if you look at how the Trusted Employer Scheme was rolled out by the Department of Home Affairs, they really did step up their game and they came up to speed rather quickly. And I do think the more and more people start applying for these visas, the embassies will be a lot more comfortable, basically, with the applications. But with regards to an individual preparing the application, there will be some items that you will need advice on, we believe, because, as you said, it is a rather intrinsic application. And it won't be the easiest of applications.
So is there specific advice then that you would give to foreign nationals who are considering applying?
Yes. Basically, preparation is key to any visa application, and research is even more important, because the thing is, when you submit an application abroad, it's not just the legislation of South Africa, it's the embassy's specific requirements which come on top of that. And sometimes, if you don't have the experience with the embassy, the application will be, as you said, just red tape. It will be an absolute nightmare.
So what you're saying to me is if I'm applying in China or if I'm applying in London, there could be very specific requirements that each embassy wants. What kind of differentiation would there be there?
It's a good thing you mentioned London. London, for South African applications they want confirmation of medical insurance. And in China, for example, they don't want that at all. But in China, what they want is the national medical certificate that's issued by the Chinese government. And the UK doesn't have such things. So, it is. So you see, there's small differentiating factors like that. And also, with regards to support letters that's required for this application, they will differ completely. It will not be the same letter.
I'm going to go and find that graphic designer in Cape Town and make him buy me a coffee. Manfred Barnard, thank you. I appreciate your time and the insight. This is a good thing, and that's nice to hear. Anything that's going to move the economy in a positive direction. Manfred is Senior Immigration Consultant at Xpatweb. Thank you.
Heart Business on Heart 102.7 with Jeremy Maggs and